I think it was 2014, Stoke Council they held a one-day conference called Appetite for Change, and it was looking at the issues, the contemporary issues surrounding food in Stoke-on-Trent area, rising levels of food poverty, nutritional deficits in various places, levels of obesity. So it called all kinds of people together. I was there, but it wasn't an academic arena. There was the local council, local community groups, New Vic Borderlines were there, and they put on some theatre around some issues of food poverty based on some work they'd done. From that basis, I then applied for working together with New Vic Borderlines a grant to explore food poverty and explore, well, what is it like food poverty around here? How do communities perceive it? What's it like, the lived experience of food poverty? What can be done about it? And I worked in collaboration through CASIC and with New Vic Borderlines on that project. And out of that came across lots of people who were involved in community projects, grassroots projects addressing issues of food poverty, guerrilla gardeners, community gardens, cooking, people who did cooking demonstrations, free demonstrations to people, all kinds of things. And as one of the things that came out of that project that the people that we were working with wanted was actually, well, this is not just an issue about you doing things for people in food poverty. These are issues that are about food that are important to everybody in Stoke-on-Trent. And the various projects, we all came together, and people then started wanting to work together and coming up with ideas for things that they wanted to come involved with. And one said, well, we need some kind of food celebration, something to pull everybody together so people know what's going on. So a group of people started meeting and have subsequently sort of constituted them as a community interest group or a community action group, and so they've now become constituted and it's become a lot more formal. But they were all sort of people who were doing stuff, who wanted to learn about what other people were doing and actually do positive things in relation to the food and health issues that were going on. On the back of that, Mihaela Kellerman applied for funding from the Arts and Humanities Research Council for a grant in their Connected Communities programme to hold events at Keele and in the community where we would get the communities come in and explore issues of health and food and how they're connected. So we got that funding, so we ran a project where we were looking. These culminated in events. They were events, but they were events which involved the public and about exploring issues. One here at Keele, an immersive health workshop. And then we had a community food festival held at Middleport Pottery. Loads of members of the community come along, all different people involved in food. So the food banks were there. We had somebody who was doing a community chef demonstrating cooking on a budget and using the food bag, the parcel that people receive from the food bank to then create dishes, all kinds of things. So it was a really popular day and a real way to coalesce community, people concerned about food in the community to come together and develop things. Then that's kind of developed on further from that, and then after that, the network became constituted as a formal group and started talking about, well, we want to do more of this and we want to do different things. We were then approached by the local council who said, well, we're interested in becoming a sustainable food city and we need to work with community partners. You'll be a good partner. So the network has now got funding to work and develop to become a sustainable food city. So again, we've held an event working with New Vic Borderlines and trying to help the network and the City Council develop a food charter and plan out a way as to how it's going to move towards a sustainable food city. And out of that, for me personally, I've now had a research grant application working with colleagues in Liverpool who are also a bit further down the journey in sustainable food cities, and we're looking at comparing community responses, grassroots responses to contemporary food consumption issues, and we're going to be working together comparing the two cities and looking what's happening at Stoke and what's happening in Liverpool, and what each other might learn or how each other might develop on the back of that. It's a kind of way of working that's tries to be very egalitarian. Everyone comes together, it doesn't matter whether you're a professor or a high up in the council or just someone who just happens to have come along because they're interested in food. Everyone works together in a way that shares experience, and that works really well, I think. It's something that's not always easy because that kind of that view that's about an academic is okay. Sometimes it's about rolling your shirt sleeves up and getting involved in a way that other people don't consider very academic. That's what you do. You're an academic. Should you be doing that? And those boundaries blur. But I think that through those boundaries blurring, lots of valuable things take place too, both that are personally rewarding and make our research better. I think it's changed the way I see about research, and I found a way of being much more comfortable with research. Because you become part of that community that you're working with. And so I've become a committee member of the Food Network. So I'm there both in an academic capacity, but also in a personal capacity, because I'm committed to the people that I'm working with, and I believe in the same kind of things they're working towards too. I mean, I certainly hope the network goes on forever, and I hope it doesn't have and changes and evolves and does what it needs to do in terms of addressing the issues. And I would like our involvement, Keel's involvement, CASIC's involvement, because I don't think CASIC would want to. We only exist because of the communities we engage with. That's our purpose, to engage with those communities and to share and to develop ideas about research. That wouldn't exist if we didn't do that. I guess it's fundamentally what I do as a researcher now.